Between the darkness and decay in here and the howling, bright, blinding nothing out there, I honestly don't know which one should disturb me more. Hello everyone, and welcome back to Silent Hill Alchemilla. Last time, we awoke to find ourselves in this nightmare, being taken from our home and brought to the hospital where we seemingly got to know our character a little bit, but not in the way that I thought. I was thinking that maybe this was all leading towards us being a doctor who negligently killed a patient during surgery, but now I'm thinking we are the patient in a different direction. It seems like these notes kind of directed our ire towards this Dr. Kaufman, who we found a note saying that he was basically doing medical experiments on people. We may be the victim of one such experiment, or maybe there's something more going on here. Maybe all this was born out of a distrust in the medical system in the first place, especially if we don't trust the meds we're on, enough to believe that they're the cause of all this. But anyway, we made our way out onto the streets afterwards, and now to this apartment, where we learned a little bit more about the town as well, how there were disappearances and strange occurrences, until eventually it was down to the last few holdouts. I don't know, maybe we were one of them? But anyways, we solved a puzzle last time and found the landlord's keys, or rather the apartment's keys, so now we'll start unlocking some of these doors. Starting, I guess, with floor 2, since it's right above us. Okay, that's us walking over cardboard. Sounded a lot like knocking, and it kinda jump-scared me a little bit. I've been up for about 15 minutes. It's 5 a.m., so still dark. And I am ready for this. Start with 201. TV tuned to static. But there's nothing we can do with it. You know, if we were to turn our lights off and just sit and listen to the wind outside and the dripping of the faucet, I would almost say this is comfy. Dear Elizabeth, I can't imagine life without you. I love you. My heart beats only for you, and I will wait for you forever. My room is always open to you. Call me, and the door will be unlocked. My number is 555-4584. And yet we find no one here. But 555-4584. We gotta find a phone then. And we picked up a locked box. Kind of strange that we're taking it with us instead of opening it right here. So does that mean that there's another key to be found? Maybe... I remember we read something about a key in a wardrobe or something like that. There's a cassette tape on the table here. Okay, well, maybe that's all there is for now. There's a lot of rooms to get through, which is why I kind of cut the video off before we were done with this point earlier. 205. There we are again. You hear that? Music still fills this place. Alright, well, there doesn't seem to be anything to do here. 202. The lock is broken. (206). 206 seems significant in the hospital. And as well, it will be significant here. Cages. And a small one with an old toy on top. I'm not in a favorable position for something to come in. There's that heart jar again, which I'm coming to associate with this Dr. Kaufman. I found tape inside the camera. I don't even want to know what these hooks are for. What do you mean, tape? Okay, so we found tape, but I feel like we're walking out of here, not having gained nearly enough information about whatever all this is. But I suppose that's Silent Hill in a nutshell, isn't it? It all functions on dream logic. 204. There's a phone. And we're not making it down that hallway. Okay, now it's zooming in so we can do this. 5, 5, 5, 4, 5, 8, 4. Wait. I can hear the ringing. But from where? Maybe it's upstairs? And we've been in every room. Let's try it. Right after we save, of course. I do hear it. Right here. What was that? I don't know, but whatever it was, it must have been right where we just came from, right? Maybe we should go back down there. Something seems to delight in making us run back and forth. Whatever's going on here is definitely Silent Hill. We called ourselves and something answered. But nothing. just heard something behind me. Was that a lock opening, or... Also, wasn't this... I don't remember if that was caged off before. Oh, okay. No, wait. I guess that goes there? Why? I'm just kind of trying to figure out what the 305 room did. Oh, I guess that broke it open. And we get a key. Maybe that corresponds to the one that we just found? I gotta be honest, of all the ways to open a box, dropping it down a garbage chute is not the way I would think to do it. Good thing I pressed that thing. Where was it again? 305? There we go, and we find a silver plate. Great for dealing with werewolves, not quite sure what it does for us here. But we're on the 3rd floor now, so we might as well start opening things up. Guess not. I can hear voices, but I can't make out any of what's actually being said. Well, that's one. But we need to find another then. Stack of plates right here, but this isn't what we're looking for. This is something else now. A dark room. I don't know how to use this equipment. Kitty, hi! But never mind, this is a dark and scary place. Well, maybe this has something to do with the tape we discovered? After all the preparations are complete, you can then develop the photograph. Don't forget to only use red light, or else the negatives will become overexposed. Load the film into the drum and fill the drum with chemical A, then print the photographs in the enlarger. Once printed, dip the photograph into the white tray filled with chemical A2. Afterwards, dip the photo into the blue tray containing chemical B. Wash the photo in the green tray with water. Finally, allow the photograph to dry. Okay, so it's instructions for how to solve this. It's too early to use this. Not enough reagents. Okay, so where do we start? Because I don't even know what these things are or where they're found. Actually, that sounds different. If it's a binary on or off, then I guess that's right. Okay, I guess now it works. have the bottle full of water now. I'm gonna read that thing again to see what we have to do. Oh, we can take reagent A, A2, and B. So this is fairly simple. We need to fill the drum with this. Then... no. We need you and you. And that needs to be filled with water. Okay, so during this process, you can't use the flashlight. The photo is printed into here. Into here. And finally into here. That's a corpse. Okay, so the order is probably important then. That's the bear, the doll, and, well, the other bear. Okay, where are those? You're here. This is reminding me so much of that nightmare logic, because to me that makes it feel like, you know, one of those dreams where you expect something to happen and then it does. When we came down here, it's almost as if this whole room was created from nothing. But once our expectations were there, we found tape in the camera which we believed must contain something horrible. We saw it, and when we came back, it was here. Timeline makes no difference. Okay, so that went there. You're... go on the left. I had forgotten about that sound. And now, Horror Baby, we need you to complete the puzzle. Yeah, I heard something too. Door's stuck though. Ah, but the chest opened. And we find the golden plate, which we can go upstairs and use in the birthday room, which I believe is what, 304? Nope, 303. There you go. Should open, giving us the key to a room. I think I talked about this when I explored this map in Gary's mod, but the cool and in some ways creepy thing about an apartment building as a setting is that it's all these lives, all so different from each other, that all kind of intersect at this one point. That's the place where they live. Wildly different stories happening behind each of these doors as you walk down the halls. And this room doesn't even have a number. It's also the emptiest and in the most disrepair. I don't know how long I've been here. The sun doesn't shine into this place. This room cursed. It's disappeared. I'm locked in this small corridor. I tried to make a hole into Andy's room, but I'm too weak and don't have the energy. If I stay much longer, I will disappear too. And we will too if we can't figure this out, huh? Thankfully, we are a protein-rich boy, so hopefully we can tear this down. I don't know my own strength. Okay, environment's changing when you're not looking. That's something that happens very frequently in games these days. That was very well done. I love how unspecific it is. Like, it's not like, government experiment gone wrong or even something more cosmic happening. It's just, here is the problem as I understand it. Okay, there's gotta be something in one of these things, right? Looks like somebody tore this place apart, looking for something, maybe. Looks like the lost landlord's key. Right, they left it with Andy. White Claudia, native plant found on the shores of Toluca Lake in Silent Hill. Blooming in the middle of June, they are known for their white blossoms from which they get their name. The seeds of the plant were found to contain a hallucinogen that causes powerful hallucinations, which can persist for extended periods of time, perhaps even years. The hallucinogenic seeds of the White Claudia are known to have been used by Native Americans in religious ceremonies. The seeds were ground into a smooth paste, later known as white chrism. The people who used the seeds believed that the flowers had been granted by the gods as a means to call on them or connect them with their souls. The hallucinogen itself was used only by shamans, but many people who did not use the drug asserted that the gods and their souls were connected just the same. The reasons for the mass hallucinations remain unknown. So that's also one potential explanation for what's going on here, but, well, given the greater franchise, I think that may be a red herring. Or part of it, or who knows, they call it a hallucinogen, maybe it really does connect to something else. Now, gotta figure out where that last key needs to be used. Actually, now that I think about it, is it possible that this White Claudia has something to do with the drug that Dr. Kaufman was working on? I mean, it's as good a place as any to start. Everything is so vague, but, well, that's the whole thing of dream logic, isn't it? It's more about feelings than the concrete how and how. There we go. That's our ticket out. That's blinding. Things seem to have taken on a more threatening tone in the soundtrack. The end of the street is just walled off. There's little or no wind noise. These doors are just slightly pushed outward as if something is trying to get out. Look, cages on the inside of the windows. God, just seeing everything shuttered. Doesn't have anywhere near the Main Street feel of where we came from. Can't do anything with it. Oh, I see. We've gotten around the wall. Okay. Now, I was also thinking the idea that I'm trapped in this hall, and if I stay here too long, I'll disappear. That almost mirrors the fears in the note by the landlord. The idea of being left behind and that, well, they'll die here and no one will know. Okay, well, being a nice little corner safety bubble, it seems like this is our home base. I found the key behind the counter. Key to what exactly? walking down these streets looking expectantly into the fog while that angry piano plays in the sky. It feels like one of those dreams where there's an overwhelming sense of hostility, but you can't place why. There's no reason, you just know. Phantom of the Mall. And that's where we're going, isn't it? Sorry, I'm just crossing the street repeatedly because I want to make sure I find every potential door. Cleaved straight through, but as I observed in the Gmod video, in this case, it's not like there's a canyon or trench running through the town. This is more like everything just ceases to be the further out it goes into the void. Maybe it's for the best that we can't go that way. This town is showing us precisely what needs to be shown and nothing more. The key fits. It's illogical, but I feel safer by the car. I don't know, it feels a little darker and therefore less exposed on this side of the street. Can't make our way into that parking lot. There's a red curtain draped over this grate. This would, I believe, be the entrance to the mall, but it's closed off. But this isn't closed. The Green Lion. The Green Lion, which eats the sun. Well, it may not be dark, but I don't see a sun in this sky. The hole in the wall in the dark old basement. Every dream I feel like has its descent. That time where you pull the thread of your fear and end up following it all the way to where it leads. This is that thread. So let's go. Okay, there's some sort of religious imagery coming about now. Which I'm sure you'd have to be thinking about. How far down does the rabbit hole go? I suppose that's what we're trying to find out, isn't it? My God. It's kind of taking the idea we had before about the apartments and making that a crime scene, a death behind every door. try all of them. Does the mirror have something to do with something?
Sometimes the scariest thing to look at is yourself.
Well, you wouldn't be here if you didn't have something to be ashamed of. It's always easier to blame somebody else than to blame yourself. Or rather, yourself. It's always easier to forget than to remember. And here we are back in a medical setting, in fact, a surgical setting. The hospital was all about assigning blame. Maybe this is telling us that we had assigned blame incorrectly. Let's just make sure there wasn't something I was supposed to see here. My biggest surprise is that you don't have anything to say about this. Can't be opened.
I remember having a family. We all got into a car accident and they're all gone now. I was driving the car at the moment and it's not my fault. I had a damn seizure while driving. All because of Dr. Kaufman's drug. He gave me the seizure. It's his fault. And his fault alone.
Desperately trying doors, desperately trying excuses, and hey, maybe this one allows us to avert for a little while longer, but ultimately we're forced to watch ourselves this whole time thrashing back and forth. Tell me, were you maybe warned that this was a potential side effect? I mean, of course you can blame the drug for giving you the seizure, but maybe you knew you shouldn't be driving? More hooks, like in the apartment.
What the fuck?
As it distorts more and more, it gets dirtier and dirtier and darker and darker. Because that's where our own thoughts lead whenever we consider this. I don't understand. How did I get in here? Moving between areas before has always been dependent on the sirens. Maybe that was our medical evaluation and it decided we weren't ready yet. Senile agitation, old Freeman, Thorazine. Beverly Old Bookshop. Which is actually open. It didn't look like it would be. But I guess these are blinds, not shutters.
Is there someone, anyone that can help me?
Man and a woman's soul in one body creates a situation of constant antagonism. They limit each other. If one begins to dominate, the other recedes, and vice versa. In the book Suwan, it is written the yin is internal struggles, whereas yang is external turmoil. Yin knows the internal environment, and yang external displays. When yin and yang collide with each other, from within and without, a phenomenon occurs that creates feelings of both emptiness and fulfillment, thus causing yin and yang to replace one another. Yin and yang are never at rest. They constantly supplement and change each other. If yang recedes, then yin expands, and if yin recedes, then yang expands. The concept of yin and yang should be taken into consideration as an integral approach for any phenomenon involving unity. What in the heck is all this? Well, maybe they're real things, because this is just 2001 Space Odyssey, thereby, I guess, maybe setting this place as abandonment? Oh wow, I didn't expect those doors to actually open, but we can enter the stairwell. The lock is broken. Of course we can't leave. I wonder if we can use the elevator? Nothing's happening. Looks like it's out of power. Alright, well, let's start with the basement then. Start from down low and work our way up. I feel like I've forgotten something. Broken though. So this is our save, but not our progress. You again. Stop that. Wait, what is this? A music box? Looks like it's broken. Maybe we can find something to repair it with? Is this shop abandoned? Probably. We'll probably access it from the back, right? Seems like this environment may be a little bit more open than the others. Locked. There's a keypad over here. So we need to find a combination. We could go out and downstairs, but let's try going up first. Password Y2, Y4, Y1, Y3. Museum watch. Something is following me around. Happy Burger. Not all food is good for you. Be careful of what you eat before it eats you. Good advice, but strange to have on the wall at a burger restaurant. Then again, I suppose we ate something that was really not good for us. And definitely still eats at us. The city is definitely not safe. I'm not sure what I examined over there that made you say that in particular. Maybe it's the high sodium? It was that. These are X's. Well, let's look at this, because this is X's, not Y's. But 2 plus 2 equals 4, so X1 would be 4. 2 minus 2 is 0, so 4, 0. 2 divided by 2 is 1. 4, 0, 1, 4. But I imagine none of them are just giving me the code. It's like all parts to a whole. I just need to figure out how they go together. God, this place has now opened up considerably, hasn't it? Silent Hill Town Center. Ah, yes, the Giga Store. Maybe for a town like this. Ah, here we go. Okay, so it's answers plus, yeah. So that's 4014. 4 plus 2 is 6. 0 times 2 is 0. 1 plus 2 is 3. 4 times 2 is 8. So 6038. Let's try it. 6038. No? Right, these were in a different order though. So that would be 0, 8, 0, 8, 6, 3. Alright, let's try that, because if that's not right, I don't know, and there's a lot of places this calculation can go wrong. 0, 8, 6, 3, yes, okay. I don't like the feel of this place, but there is a metallic handle. That's got to go to the music box, right? And maybe bringing some music into this place will cause something to happen. Still, I don't know if it's just like these objects sitting here covered in the darkness. It has a really hostile energy to it. Am I really gonna critique every room in Silent freaking Hill this way? Now it must be working. Okay. Oh, we can come in here. Okay. I didn't even see that there was a save here earlier, otherwise I never would have thought to try it. Oh. Oh, we need, the music box tells us the tone. 2 doesn't work. Okay, got it. That took some piecing out. That is a janky looking key. There's a key in the box, yes, but what remains unlocked is the question. There we go. That's the store next door with all the mannequins. Nice to see you guys again. Those Naruto headbands? There's nobody here either? Buddy, if you're just now making that observation, then it's gonna be like an Are We There Yet road trip. Oh wow, you've got a ton of anime merch. When did this place close again? There's a mirror back there for us to peek through. It's always gonna find a way to show us ourselves. That's the nature of this town. But once more, what does this do? She's pointing to an empty frame. Okay, I've been here for a while. Did I only just now trigger something? Huh. Okay, so I was like pulling back through here while I looked. And I thought my eyes were black. Is someone out there? Huh. Loving the Bone Brigade, huh? Actually, this entire place is overtaken by the Bone Brigade. We're in the other mall now, aren't we? This place has got another everywhere. Need a key to open it. The handle is turning, but the door won't budge. Oh, this is gonna be a puzzle, huh? 1 + 1 equals... You must hold on to your sense of time. In room of cold steel and dirty cloth, the hours are broken. The flow of time is unstable. Do you know what the time is? I don't. The clock above the hole is wrong. How did you get here? Have you sinned as well? If so... That seems like a very consequential if so. Hang on. Was there a clock somewhere? Oh, but we could still get on. Can we go? Not much separating one floor from the other, is there? Stuck. The colors have vanished from my world. This town has changed me. But in the end, I am guilty. I think you understand. You're the same. If the colors begin to vanish from your world too, then you must cling to reason. Even with only 2 colors left, you can still make a third. We have to mix and match, yeah? Or rather, we have to make 1 color out of the 2. The lock is broken. Stuck. Locked. And broken. Okay, so those are our hints. Actually, maybe we're supposed to mix these? Also, sometimes it just chooses the wrong thing. But there's that. And then, what is it? What would it be? Green, blue? Well, is it the same yellow that's on the right here? Could just say yellow. Blue, green? Was that noise happening before? We could also do red-green, but honestly, this looks the same to me, so it seems like we should just take that path when it's already available, right? Looks like it fits, I guess. Question is, what did it do? Open this. Oh no, somehow this place has less blood than the original burger place. God, I'm actually familiar with this one. And the rest is just assorted meats. Key. And here's a clock shop, undoubtedly referred to by the note in the other room. Wait, we're back in another back hallway area. I imagine everything's gonna be broken, right? Oh no. We don't want to be here. No. No. Did I have to use this? I guess I did. There are arrows drawn on the clock. Face 12. God. It says there are arrows drawn on the clock face, 12. But they're drawn on. Our flashlight prevents us from getting a good look at them. And another keypad. The town will not release you. Not until you understand your sin. And yourself. Should you figure out the time, enter it in the code panel. The time surrounded by multitude of time don't... Wait, the time surrounded by the multitude of time don't write, though I can't be sure. Can you overcome the fury and remember? On the other hand, ignorance is bliss. Wait, I was gonna go back and look at the note, but I've noticed that this is drawn on as well. 3:30. I just tried a bunch of solutions and like 12:33 and like 33:12 it doesn't work, or 3:30:12. No combination of that works. What is really happening? I don't know. Multitude something, but I don't know how to combine these things. We haven't been down here yet. And with good reason. Okay, thank you. Thank you, sir. Okay, I guess a key fits here. that gets us around to the first floor, and there is another clock. This one with the time drawn on, what, 7:30 or close to it? 6:30. I'm getting kind of sick of keypads, but it looks like there may be at least one more in our future. Oh, there's another unknown key. Big part of this is just keeping track of every locked door we have to open at 630. There's a key here. Well, we've passed numerous doors that you said we need a key. Now it's open. Although what's open, I'm not quite sure. Here I atoned for my sins in blood. You do not seem to realize what pain you brought to the people around you, and even parts of your own soul. Come to think of yourself as a victim, then you can remember and understand everything. What do you mean? I mean, it sounds like we already think of ourselves as a victim, and that's the problem. I wonder if this truly is somebody who came here to Silent Hill before us, or if this is more the town again speaking to us in the form that we need. Because this feels a lot like a group therapy session where we have to hear it from people who have been where we are, in every sense. That's open. And this one says 3:30. It corresponds to the other one. When's our last save? It said we have to think of ourselves as the victim, right? We spent all our time to come this way. There's nothing else in here besides the hole. Yep. I think I was right.
Is it really my fault? No. That's impossible.
So we've seemingly still rejected that. But maybe that's the idea. We think it's not our fault in one way, then we have to come to realize that it is, and then true ascension is realizing that it isn't, but from a different angle. Hey, we've come out across the gap. Does that mean that, provided we're careful, we can leave now? Hey, you still have those wire cutters from the hospital? I guess not. Here we go. Hearing those sirens and being brought back to the real world is like hearing the test giver say, "Tests over, pencils down." I will never get used to this feeling. Well, get used to it. I'd say we're about 2/3 of the way through. Because I am getting ready to end this now. It's time to get out of here. And back onto the streets once more. In fact, the same streets as before, but what do we really have to go on now? I mean, we've been through the Green Lion, we've been through this place. I don't know what else there is to see. Do we really have any new leads? I suppose we just wander the streets until we find something. We've been put on the right track. We understand what happened to us now. And thus a new door is opened in our mind. Now we've got to assign blame again, but correctly, not the obvious way. But I think that'll have to wait until next time. Until then, if you like this video, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more creepy and comfy content. If you have any ideas for other videos you think I should do, the best place to suggest that will be at the Discord, which I will link in the description. If you want to try this game out for yourself, that link will also be in the description. If you want to support me on Patreon, that link will be in the description. And as always, I will see you in the next one.